everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to discuss with you some frequently asked questions on PhD. So these are very fundamental questions which is meant for the beginners who are new to this area of research. So today's video will consist of two sections. The first section will consist of 7 questions which is entirely based on the admission process of PhD. And the second portion will consist of 4 questions which is related to junior research fellow, which is also an important aspect of PhD admission. So let us go through them one by one. So the first question is, what is a PhD? So the very basic definition of PhD is that it stands for Doctor of Philosophy and it is considered as the highest academic level of study. The second question is, what are the minimum requirements for applying for a PhD? So according to UGC guidelines, the minimum requirement for applying for a PhD is 55% in your master degree in that particular subject or in any allied subject, or equivalent to B grade in a 7-point scale. So the next question is, what is the duration of a PhD? According to UGC, the minimum duration for a PhD is 3 years and the maximum duration for a PhD course is 6 years. However, there is a relaxation of 2 years for a woman candidate and those who belongs to person with disability, that is PWD candidate. And on the top of that, if you are a female candidate, then you can also avail a maternity leave of around 240 days, which is corresponding to around 8 months. So the next question is, what is the PhD admission process? So according to UGC guidelines, the admission process for PhD is entrance test conducted in the university level followed by a personal interview. So UGC have also mentioned in their guidelines that university can have some different conditions for people who have already cleared national level exams such as NET or GATE exam, and those who have qualified for SLAT exam, and also those who are in service candidate and those who holds MPhil degree. But UGC have not made it as a mandatory thing. Therefore, you will see that there is a huge variation among the universities. Some universities exempt this candidate, that is the candidate who have already cleared a national level exam, state level exam, or in service candidate, or people who have already have their MPhil degree. And on the other hand, there are also universities where entrance test is mandatory for all the people. Say for example, in my university where I'm doing a PhD right now, that is Northeastern Hill University, Shillong. Even here, the entrance test was mandatory for all the people. So the minimum qualifying marks is 50% in your entrance test and 50% marks in your personal interview. And on the top of that, as an aggregate in your entrance test and in your viva, you need to have at least 50% marks in order to be considered in the selection process. So the fifth question is, what is the entrance syllabus? So according to UGC, the entrance syllabus should consist of 50% from the research methodology and 50% from the subject specific. So the sixth question is, what is the ratio of marks for entrance and interview? So according to UGC guidelines, the universities need to have at least 70% marks for their entrance and 30% marks for their personal interview. So the last question in this first portion is that, what is the difference between doing a PhD from a central universities and any other university? So the first and foremost reason is the cost. When you do PhD from a central or government funded universities, then your cost will be very minimal. Say for example, in my case also, in our university, that is Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, here the entire cost of admission process in PhD as well as the coursework cost was only 9,000 rupees. And the second reason is the research fund. Those universities that falls under the top university in India, and also those institutions and universities that falls under the institutions of eminence in India, they receive huge central fund. Therefore, in such kind of universities, they undergo research work that is carried out in their institutions. So in that case, as a researcher, there is a high chance that you will also get benefited. Say for example, when I was doing my MET, that time our department, which is a Department of Education of Northeastern Hill University, it got selected under the national scheme of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Teaching. Under this scheme, our department got a fund from the central government. So due to this, there was various workshops and other activities that was carried out in our department, where I also got the chance to take active participation. So the third reason is research collaboration. Recently, the central government has released the name of some universities and institutions under the Institutions of Eminence. So So these universities which has been selected under the Institutions of Eminence will get the chance to do collaborative research work with top foreign universities. So if you are doing a research in these institutions of eminence, then you will also get a chance to take part in this collaborative research work with such top foreign universities. So the last and not the least is that you will get recognition. So when you do research from such top universities and these institutions of eminence, then obviously you will get more recognition. But that doesn't mean that even if you do nothing and you don't publish anything, but you still get recognition. It doesn't happen that way. So the first part is over, and now let us move on to the second part of this video. So the second part consists of 4 questions which are all related to Junior Research Fellow. So the first question is, does having a JRF mean a guarantee to get selected for a PhD? Then for this question, the answer is no. Yes, you heard it right. The answer is no. So even if you pass your JRF, there is no guarantee that you will get selected for a PhD. So even in our university, at the time of personal interview, I interacted with some people and came to know that at least 7 of us already had a JRF, but there might be more because I didn't interact with all of them. However, when the result came, we came to know that only 3 of us who had JRF got selected. So this is the reality. Just merely having a JRF will not qualify you to get selected in your PhD. You need to be good at a lot of other things. I will make a different video on the topic personal interview. Therefore, as an overall, you will be selected, not just based on your JRF, no. You need to be good as an overall in all the other aspects as well. So the second question is, am I eligible for PhD without a JRF? Then the answer is, yes, of course you are. So if you're a master degree student and you want to increase your scope of getting selected for a PhD degree, then what you can do is, you can also publish your master dissertation. So in this case, you will already have a publication with you, which you can show during your personal interview, and obviously it will increase your scope. But make sure that your publication is in a reputed journal. And as of now, there is no mandatory aspect that one needs to have a NET or JRF for applying for PhD. So there is no mandatory thing as such. Therefore, obviously, even without NET, also you can apply for your PhD. So the third question is, what is the benefit of having JRF over NET? So the answer is very simple. If you have a JRF, that is Junior Research Fellowship, then you will become self-independent. You will get a fellowship of around 31,000 per month, along with other contingency fee which is given annually. And obviously you will also have recognition as of you have cleared a national level fellowship award. So the last question is, what can I do to get a fellowship if I do not have a JRF? Then there are various candidates who score a very good marks in their NET exam. However, they could not reach the cutoff of their JRF. Then for you, if you belong to a reserve category, so reserve category here means if you belong to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC, a person with disability, or even any other minority community, then there is a good news for you, because the government has a separate scheme for fellowship according to the category. So if you belong to any of this category, and if you were unable to secure the cutoff of the JRF, then you still have a scope. You can apply for such kind of national level scholarship. However, there is a limitation for such kind of fellowship. There is a limited seat. Some fellowship have only 2,000 seats, and some fellowship have only 1,000 seats, and that too, it is divided for social sciences research and science research. Therefore, if you belong to such kind of category, and if you have high marks in your NET exam, however you could not reach the cutoff of JRF, then you can apply for such kind of scholarship. And the bright side of this scholarship is that the fellowship amount is almost similar to the JRF fellowship amount, and you will get all the other benefits that a JRF holder gets, such as house rent allowance and contingency fee. This was the first case, and the second case is that if you are a person who have never applied for NET exam till now, but you somehow got selected for your PhD, or if you belong to that category of people who have qualified their NET exam but could not get through their JRF, and even after applying for these minority scholarships, you could not get selected in those, and there is also a university level fellowship award. If you get selected for your PhD in a government funded universities, then you can apply for university level scholarship. Yes, you heard it right. Universities and institutions that falls under the government funded universities and institutions provide a university level fellowship for people who have not qualified their NET exam, or even for people who could not get any other fellowship from any other funding body. However, the amount is very limited. It is around 8,000 to 10,000 rupees per month. But still, something is better than nothing, right? So this was all for today, and if you have benefited from this video, then don't forget to like the video. And if you think that my channel is worth subscribing, then don't forget to subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon in order to get more notification in future. So till then, take care and stay safe, and see you all in my next video.